talking about how much I love the title of her book, Cindy Johnson's new book. It's called Buckle Up, Buttercup, and Breathe. And it also presents her testimony of courage and also embrace throughout life's all ups and downs that it gives us.
And Cindy joins us now to share her story. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. So Cindy, I read little excerpts of the book. Chapter 5 is one of my favorite chapters. It shows the strength and the courage that you have had after your mother passed. So to talk about the book and talk about chapter 5, Pitter Patter.
Pitter Patter. Okay. Yeah, the book came about just because of all the stuff that I've gone through. I was actually a normal, regular mom, and 5 years, all of a sudden, everything just went to, just crazy, and like Mayo Clinic stuff. So I ended up with massive health things. I had 4 major knee surgeries, 2 thyroid cancer surgeries, 2 pacemakers, and then to top it all off, we added a brain tumor. So, yeah.
I think we have some moms at home that are watching. So when they're reading your book, what are you hoping that they gain out of it?
I hope that they get the fact that you just have to laugh and just do one day at a time and just laugh and go forward. I mean, one step at a time, that's all it takes. And if you try to look at the big picture, it's not going to work. You just a small picture.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I love that. For me, I have some water outside of my balcony that I can look at, or whether it's a picture. I just sometimes need to calm down, so I have a focal point that I look at, or some rocks. I'll just hold on to some rocks.
Yep. Yeah, you just have to have something that you can just breathe.
Right. So going back to chapter 5, Pitter Patter, when you're in the hospice room with your mother and she passes, one of the most prolific things that I thought was amazing is the nurse holding your hand and saying that she had a pleasure of caring for someone that created you. So talk about that.
It was I've never been in a room where someone's passed away. And my daughters had both been able to come. They were gone and they came in, and all of a sudden my daughter, who's a nurse, said, Mom, Grandma just sat up, and she was looking around, and we're like, what? And so I said, well, I'm gonna maybe run out to talk to the hospice nurse was there, thankfully. Right. And we went out, and she came whipping in, and she said, this is it. And it was very comforting to know we had someone there who knew what was going to happen. Right. And we kind of looked to her, and it's just like, what do we do here? And she told me, she said, just take your mom's hand and just talk to her. She said her hearing will be the last thing to go. Oh, yeah. And so I just stood there and started talking. I have no issue talking, so I just kept on talking to her. And we just basically said, hey, thank you, and it's okay to go. And it was very intense, but now looking back on it, there is nowhere that I would have rather have been. Yeah. When I got done with all of it, and I was basically feeling like I was having a nervous breakdown, the hospice nurse came to me and said, she said, it's the coolest thing that you just did. She goes, you were there with your mom. She brought you into the world, and you were able to be there to take her out.
I was there when my grandfather died, and so I really resonate with what you're saying.
Yes, it's very intense. At the time, I was totally freaked out, but now I look at it and I just think that was actually a huge blessing in my life.
100%.
So what inspired you to write the book?
Well, I'm not an author. Well, I am now, I guess, but no, I actually ended up volunteering at Cheyenne Crossings. I got to say hi to my little peeps here. But we ended up just talking about, how I ended up to where I was. And after I got done talking to her, she said, you need to write a book. This is a lady named Grace. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And she said, no, you seriously need to. And so after a year and a half, I ended up just kind of making some notes and everything, and it turned into a book, and here we are.
I feel like those are how the best books are written. There's just right off the cusp and not planning it out and just talking from the
That's
heart.
exactly it.
So in chapter 9, you have a bucket list. Do tell us how many items are on the bucket list and how many have you completed?
You know what? I don't even really know for sure, but I think there's like probably 50 some. Yeah. I've done probably about half of them. My next major one, which my husband Pat is working on, is I want to drive a Zamboni.
Yes, I saw that.
Because
awesome.
We're a hockey family. We have everybody played hockey and everything, and I always loved the Zamboni, and I said, I'm going to drive one of those. And he has it all set up so I can actually do it. Now I'm just too chicken to get on it. Yeah. I don't want to wipe out the boards.
Well, if more people want to check out your book, they should. Where can they buy your book really quick? But we do got to get going.
Okay, you can get it online at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, and it actually is in store in Fergus Falls at Victor Lundine's.
Ooh.
So that's my hometown. So I'm going to actually be there next week for a book signing. So
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cindy. It was a pleasure meeting you.
You bet.
And I can't wait to finish the book.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, coming up, have you considered cleaning out your closet as a way to promote some more Zen in your life for Earth Day? Well, we're going to talk about all that up next.